Napoleon Bonaparte. 16 Lessons on Ambition, Strategy, and Resilience. He was 5'6" in a world of giants. A foreigner with an accent in a nation that despised outsiders. A poor nobody on an island that France had just conquered. 20 years later, he crowned himself emperor and made kings kneel before him. His name was Napoleon Bonaparte. He didn't beg for opportunities. He manufactured them. He didn't wait to be chosen. He chose himself. And when the world pushed back, he pushed harder. They exiled him twice. They wrote him off as finished. He escaped, raised an army in 100 days, and shook Europe to its core one final time. This is not about war. This is about what happens when relentless ambition meets unbreakable discipline. When strategy meets action. When someone refuses to accept the limitations others place on them. The lessons from his life will change how you approach your career, your relationships, your goals, and yourself. Let's begin. Napoleon Bonaparte was born in 1769 on the island of Corsica, which had just been conquered by France the year before. His family was minor nobility, but they were poor. He grew up as an outsider, mocked for his accent, his origins, his size. He attended military school in France on a scholarship. While other students partied, he studied mathematics, history, artillery. He had no connections, no wealth, just competence and hunger. When the French Revolution erupted in 1789, the old order collapsed. Suddenly, merit mattered more than birthright. Napoleon seized the chaos as opportunity. At 24, he distinguished himself defending the revolutionary government. At 26, he led the Italian campaign and became a national hero. By 30, he had staged a coup and become first consul of France. At 35, he crowned himself emperor. For the next decade, he reshaped Europe. He won battles everyone said were unwinnable. He implemented legal reforms that still influence civil law in dozens of countries today. The Napoleonic Code established equality before the law, property rights, and secular government. But ambition has a price. His Russian campaign in 1812 devastated his army. His enemies united against him. In 1814, he was forced to abdicate and exiled to the island of Elba. Most men would have accepted defeat. Napoleon escaped. He returned to France, and within 100 days, he was emperor again without firing a shot. His soldiers abandoned the king and marched under Napoleon's banner. It ended at Waterloo in 1815. Final defeat. He was exiled to St. Helena, a remote island in the Atlantic, where he died in 1821 at age 51. But here's what matters. Napoleon proved that your starting point doesn't determine your destination. He demonstrated that strategic thinking, relentless work, and refusing to quit can take you further than talent or privilege ever will. These are his lessons. Lesson 1. Preparation creates opportunity. Napoleon studied obsessively. He read constantly, analyzed past battles, memorized maps and terrain. When opportunities appeared, he was ready to seize them because he had prepared for years. Most people wait for luck and wonder why it never comes. Luck is preparation meeting opportunity. If you're not prepared, opportunity passes you by. You want a promotion? Learn skills beyond your current job. You want a relationship? Become someone worth dating. You want success? Study your field until you know more than your competition. Napoleon didn't get lucky. He got ready. Stop waiting for your moment. Start preparing for it. Lesson 2. Speed is a weapon. Napoleon's armies moved faster than anyone expected. While his enemies deliberated, he acted. While they planned, he struck. Speed gave him the advantage before battles even began. In life, speed matters. The person who executes quickly beats the person who plans perfectly. The business that launches an imperfect product learns faster than the one still refining in a lab. Procrastination isn't just delay. It's giving your competition time to catch up. Make decisions faster. Move with urgency. Adjust as you go. Hesitation is expensive. Pause. Reflect on this. Lesson 3. Master one thing, then expand. Napoleon was an artillery officer. He mastered artillery before anything else. That expertise gave him credibility, opportunities, and a foundation to build on. Too many people spread themselves thin trying to do everything at once. They're mediocre at 10 things instead of excellent at one. Master your craft first. Become undeniable at one skill. Once you own that, expand. Don't diversify your focus until you've concentrated it enough to win. Lesson 4. Promote based on merit, not politics. Napoleon promoted soldiers based on performance, not connections. He famously said every soldier carried a marshal's baton in his knapsack, meaning anyone could rise to the highest rank through merit. This created fierce loyalty. His men knew that excellence would be rewarded. In your life, surround yourself with competent people, not just agreeable ones. Reward performance, not flattery. In relationships, value character and action, not just words. When you base decisions on merit, you build something real. When you base them on politics, you build on sand. Lesson 5. Study your competition obsessively. Napoleon knew his enemies better than they knew themselves. He studied their tactics, their personalities, their weaknesses. He anticipated their moves before they made them. You need to understand your competition, not to copy them, but to outmaneuver them. In business, know what your competitors are doing. In relationships, understand what makes people tick. In negotiations, know what the other side values. Information is leverage. Use it. Lesson 6. Confidence inspires others. Napoleon had unshakable confidence. His troops believed they were invincible because he acted like victory was inevitable. Confidence is contagious. But here's the key. His confidence came from preparation and past success, not delusion. People follow those who believe in themselves. If you don't believe in your vision, why would anyone else? Walk into rooms like you belong there. Speak like you know what you're talking about. Not arrogance. Quiet earned confidence. The world responds to certainty. Lesson 7. Adapt or die. Napoleon faced different enemies, terrains, and situations. He adapted his tactics constantly. What worked in Italy didn't work in Russia. He learned this the hard way. Rigidity kills. The market changes. People change. Circumstances change. If you keep using the same approach when it's not working, you're not being persistent. You're being stubborn. Adaptation is not weakness. It's intelligence. Stay flexible. Adjust. Evolve. Lesson 8. Control the narrative. Napoleon understood the power of propaganda and public perception. He controlled how his victories were reported. He shaped his image deliberately. Your reputation is built on how people perceive you. If you don't control that narrative, someone else will. This doesn't mean lying. It means being intentional about how you present yourself, what you post online, how you dress, how you speak. People judge you constantly. Give them the right story to tell. Lesson 9. Rest is strategy, not weakness. Napoleon could sleep anywhere, at any time, for short bursts. He understood that rest was tactical. Exhausted leaders make bad decisions. Modern culture glorifies hustle and burnout. That's stupidity, not strength. You need rest to think clearly. You need recovery to perform well. Sleep deprivation doesn't make you tough. It makes you ineffective. Take care of your body and mind. They're your primary tools. Lesson 10. Big risks require big rewards. Napoleon took calculated risks. Crossing the Alps, staging a coup, escaping from Elba. These weren't reckless. They were strategic gambles with massive upside. Most people play it safe and wonder why life feels small. You don't have to bet everything, but you do need to take risks that match your ambitions. Starting a business is risky. So is staying in a job you hate for 40 years. Asking someone out is risky. So is dying alone. Every choice has risk. Choose the risk with the better reward. Lesson 11. Own your mistakes. Napoleon's Russian campaign was a disaster. It cost him hundreds of thousands of men and ultimately his empire. He made errors in judgment. He overextended. But here's the lesson. He didn't blame his generals, or the weather, or bad luck exclusively. He owned it. When you make a mistake, acknowledge it. Learn from it. Move forward. Blaming others might protect your ego, but it prevents growth. Successful people fail constantly. They just don't stay down. Lesson 12. Surround yourself with excellence. Napoleon's marshals were some of the most talented military leaders in history. He didn't just pick loyalists. He picked winners. You become the average of the people you spend time with. If you're surrounded by mediocrity, you'll become mediocre. Find people smarter than you, stronger than you, more disciplined than you. Learn from them. Let them push you. Comfort comes from equals. Growth comes from superiors. Choose growth. Lesson 13. Discipline beats talent. Napoleon wasn't the most naturally gifted general. He was outmatched by some of his opponents in raw talent. But he outworked everyone. Talent is potential. Discipline is results. The talented person who doesn't work hard loses to the average person who never quits. Show up every day. Do the work when it's hard. Be consistent when others are emotional. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. Pause. Reflect on this. Lesson 14. Know when to retreat. After Waterloo, Napoleon could have fought to the death. Instead, he surrendered to preserve what remained of his legacy and his men. There's a difference between quitting and strategic retreat. Sometimes the smart move is to step back, regroup, and live to fight another day. Knowing when to cut your losses is wisdom, not weakness. Bad relationship? Leave. Failing business? Pivot. Toxic environment? Walk away. Don't cling to sinking ships out of pride. Lesson 15. Vision without execution is fantasy. Napoleon didn't just dream of empire. He built it, battle by battle, reform by reform, decision by decision. Everyone has ideas. Few people execute. Your vision for your life means nothing if you don't act on it. No one is coming to make it happen for you. Start today, not tomorrow, not when conditions are perfect. Execution separates dreamers from doers. Lesson 16. Legacy is built through action. Napoleon's legal reforms, his educational institutions, his infrastructure projects outlasted his military victories. He built systems that endured. What will you leave behind? Not money, not possessions, but impact. Build something that lasts. Teach someone something valuable. Create work that matters. Your legacy is what remains when you're gone. Make it count. Napoleon Bonaparte was born with nothing. An outsider. A foreigner. A poor kid from a conquered island. He became emperor. Not through luck. Not through privilege. Through preparation, speed, discipline, strategic thinking, and relentless execution. He was exiled. He came back. He was defeated. He rose again. Even his final defeat couldn't erase what he built. You don't need to conquer nations, but you do need to conquer yourself, your doubts, your excuses, your fear of failure. The principles that built empires can build careers, relationships, businesses, lives, but only if you apply them. Napoleon didn't wait for permission. He didn't wait for perfect conditions. He didn't wait for someone to believe in him. He acted. So here's the question. What are you waiting for? The promotion you think you deserve? Earn it. The relationship you want? Pursue it. The business you dream about? Build it. The life you imagine? Create it. Stop planning. Stop waiting. Stop hoping things will change on their own. Move with speed. Act with discipline. Execute with precision. Your circumstances don't define you. Your choices do. Napoleon proved that. And so can you. Now go.